Sorry, what did you say last time? Say it again.
Truth, nothing but the truth.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Recreational Science, the podcast where we explore creativity in science by examining some of the funniest, wackiest, and most provocative studies ever done. I'm Lou.
And I'm Tirth.
Listeners, come with us, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
Wow, you switched
You
it
like
up.
that?
No
You like
boundless, no boundless, no journeys. Wow.
What I said, though, that was pretty inspired, right?
It
just came to me.
Yes.
Just came to me.
You're keeping
I can
me
almost
on my...
hear it in the song.
Wow. Impressive.
Beautiful.
Very impressive.
Tirth,
Yes, sir.
have you recovered
Recovered from what?
from the embarrassment you suffered last week?
There was no embarrassment. What are you talking about?
You embarrassed yourself on our science quiz last week.
I did not.
And by proxy, you embarrassed me,
I did not.
which I do not forgive you for.
I did no such thing. Let's be very
You
clear.
embarrassed me.
It was a
Tirth.
resounding success.
By proxy.
It was a resounding success.
You failed miserably.
I did not.
It was hard to listen to.
And
It was
yet,
very hard to listen to.
And yet, our popularity is at an all-time high.
It was hard for me to listen to.
Oh,
because
I see.
again,
I see.
the embarrassment I suffered
I
by
see.
proxy.
Okay, can I get a redo?
Yeah. So I was gonna say, actually, I want to give you a chance to redeem yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Because again, I think you're a smart scientist.
Thank you.
I think you're a good scientist.
Thank you.
You have expertise in many different fields of science.
Thank you very much.
I want to make sure that you don't embarrass yourself again, and by proxy, me.
Listen.
So I want to give you a second quiz.
Listen.
Okay.
That's the thing I want to do the most is to please you, okay? Nothing
you.
would please
Thank you.
me more than pleasing you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay. So I've assembled another science quiz.
Okay.
This time I got the questions from, again, legitimate scientific sources, the National Academy of Sciences, the NIH,
Okay.
Reader's Digest. And this time, to help you out,
Uh-huh.
again, because I don't want you to embarrass yourself,
Okay.
or me by proxy, I'm going to help you out.
Wow. Okay. So it's like phone a friend.
Exactly. I'm going to give you 2 lifelines.
Uh-huh.
Actually, they're the same.
Okay.
Free passes.
Okay.
They're free passes. You're going to get 2 free passes. Anytime before, like I tell you, you got the answer wrong, you can choose to skip a question
Okay.
by using one of your free passes.
Okay.
Okay?
And I only get 2 per the whole round.
For the entire round, you only get 2. So use them wisely, okay?
Okay, I will.
You might want to save them up for like the harder questions at the end, for
Got
instance.
it. Yeah, just like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Okay.
All right, you ready, Tirth?
All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Question number 1. Name all the elements on the periodic table from highest atomic number to lowest.
Do I get partial credit?
No.
Okay, pass.
Pass?
Yes.
Alrighty, on the first question, you're using your
I can't
one of
name
your
all-
2 passes.
Hey, I don't want to disappoint
Okay.
you.
Okay. All right. Whew. You're burning through your passes, man. You only got 1 left, all right?
Okay. Okay.
Question number 2.
Uh-huh.
Name all the prime numbers between 1 million and 1 billion.
Hey, what happened to the phone a friend or podcast a friend lifeline? That's not part of this?
No. Just the free passes, of which you only have 1 left.
I guess I'm gonna blow my free passes. I'm gonna pass.
Wow, really? Okay, you're gonna use up your second free pass already. Whew, Tirth, man, Tirth. I don't know what to tell you. Looks like you're gonna raw dog the rest of this quiz, huh?
Hey, you can tell me it gets easier.
We'll see.
Okay.
Question number 3.
Yes.
Name all planets in our solar system in order of distance to the sun.
Woo! Easy. Let's go.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, distance as in like shortest to longest?
Yeah.
Okay. Mercury, Venus,
Mm-hmm.
Earth, Mars,
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter, Saturn,
Good.
Uranus,
Uh-huh.
Neptune.
Very good.
Pluto doesn't count anymore.
Very good.
I almost flubbed it.
I might have to take a point off for mentioning Pluto.
That's just for the sake of completeness. When you and I were in school, Pluto was a planet.
Okay. All right. You got the point.
Hey, you want to hear the mnemonic, though? When I was in school, the mnemonic I was taught was, my very educated mother just showed us 9 planets.
Wow. You still remember that? That's very impressive.
Yeah. Power of mnemonics.
Question number 4.
Mm-hmm.
What country has the most tornadoes?
I'm just going to take a guess. The United States.
That's correct.
Okay.
Next question.
Uh-huh.
What animal did Australia go to war with in 1932?
Yeah, this is easy. Emu.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they lost.
They lost, yes. Wikipedia even has an info
Horribly.
box as if it's a real war with casualties and everything listed on it.
Horribly.
Yeah, no. They gave up.
Zero emus died, and I think 20 soldiers got injured.
Yes. They gave up.
Oh, terrible. Next question. How many bones do sharks have?
538.
0. They don't have bones.
Because they're non-cartilaginous or whatever, right?
They're non-bony fish or whatever. I don't know what sharks are, but they have no bones. Good guess, though, whatever you said.
Thank you.
Next question. What element are diamonds composed of?
Oh, carbon. Come on, son.
Okay.
C for come on, son, and also for carbon.
Tirth, you're acting like I'm not on your side. Remember, I'm doing this because I don't want you to embarrass yourself again. And me, by proxy.
That's true.
Okay?
I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. You're right.
I'm on your side.
Yeah, you're absolutely on my side. That's right.
Next question. What are the most common elements in the body by mass? You just have to name 2 of the top 4 most common elements.
Well, so that's a little... Okay, let me clarify this. Because the body is mostly water, which would mean that hydrogen and oxygen are the 2 most common. But hydrogen is also the lightest. But so carbon might be on top just by... Because it's more heavier.
Just have to get 2 out of the top 4.
Okay.
What's your final answer?
Hydrogen and oxygen.
Okay, good.
Okay.
The top most common element is oxygen, 65%.
Yeah.
Carbon is next, 18.5. Then hydrogen, 9.5. And then nitrogen, 3.3.
Okay.
Doing pretty well.
Very proud of myself.
What do you call a group of flamingos?
Oh, I used to know this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give up. I'm just going to say something that I know it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
A group of owls is called a parliament of owls. So I'm going to say a group of flamingos is a senate of flamingos.
No, it's a flamboyance.
A flamboyance?
A flamboyance of flamingos.
Wow.
That's right.
Wow.
Good alliteration.
Uh-huh.
How long does it take for light to reach the Earth from the sun?
8 minutes.
Good.
I think it's like 8.33 or something, isn't it?
8 minutes? Yeah, exactly. 8 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
What is Brownian motion?
In the most general sense, it's this random motion of molecules in basically non-solids, so gas or even liquids, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In a fluid.
Yeah, basically fluid, yeah.
And what does it do to?
It's the kinetic energy of the particles, isn't it? And also when
they collide with the molecules of the fluid. Good. I'll give you that point.
Yes.
Last question in this section.
Mm-hmm.
What is the photoelectric effect?
It's gonna be tricky to explain. It's sort of when basically it tells you that light comes in quanta called photons, and it's the frequency of the light hitting any particle that matters, not the intensity.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
You can emit particles.
I'll give it to you.
I did a piss poor job.
This next section is, again, from ChatGPT.
Okay. I was not a fan of the last one, so we'll see.
Question number 1. What happens when it rains on Uranus?
Wait, hold up. Rules. Do I still get 2 passes?
No.
Oh,
You
no
already used up both
here.
of your 2 passes. No.
I see. What happens when it rains on Uranus?
Uh-huh.
I mean, you get clean? I don't know.
What gets clean?
Your bum.
No. Incorrect.
What's the correct answer?
When it rains on Uranus, carbon in the atmosphere crystallizes into diamonds.
Oh.
And it actually rains diamonds on Uranus. That's true.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know what answer you were giving. Next question. How fast can a human fart travel? This is all from ChatGPT.
I mean, is it the gas or the sound?
The gas. Good question. The gas. Give me it in terms of miles per hour, please.
3 miles per hour.
No, 7. 7 miles per hour.
That's within an order of magnitude. Okay, fine.
And ChatGPT adds, and if it's hot and humid, the smell can cling longer.
Oh, God.
You're welcome.
That's
ChatGPT
just
says.
so gross. Okay.
The coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth was colder than dry ice. And your ex's heart. What is it?
Minus 84.
What?
Celsius
or Fahrenheit?
Celsius.
Minus 84? It's very close, but incorrect. It's minus 98 Celsius in Antarctica.
Do I get pity
ChatGPT.
points? Do I get pity
No.
points? Close
No,
to the...
please.
Okay.
ChatGPT adds, do not try this at home. If you could fold a piece of paper more than 7 times, remember last time we talked about how you can only fold a piece of paper 7 times?
Yes.
But if you can fold it more than 7 times, how many folds would it take to reach the moon from Earth? I'll make this easier for you. Just get it within 5 of the actual answer.
Okay. 23.
Close. 42.
Oh, wow.
Actually, not close at all. Next question.
Go ahead.
Why did the mushroom get invited to the party?
Oh, because he's a fun guy.
Yeah. Good.
I actually made this joke. I don't know if you remember, Luke, because you were at this wedding also, almost 10 years ago now.
Yeah, at Jimmy's wedding.
Yes.
I gave you the joke, remember?
Oh,
I gave it
forgot
to you
that.
and then you made it.
I conveniently remembered. I thought it was mine. I'm sorry.
No. Please, give me credit.
Okay. All credit to you.
What did the tectonic plate say when it bumped into another?
Let me slide right past you.
Incorrect. Sorry, my fault.
Okay.
Why do chemists love nitrates so much?
I have no idea.
Because they are cheaper than day rates.
Oh my God, that's so stupid.
Nitrates are cheaper than day rates.
Oh my God.
Once again, Tirth, you're doing very poorly on this section. Very poorly. Why did the physicist break up with a biologist?
Positive feelings of the heart. I don't know.
Because there was no chemistry.
Oh my God. Okay, that I should have gone.
This is a physicist and a biologist.
Should have gone.
Why doesn't the sun go to college?
Because it's bright already.
That's pretty good. I'll give you half a point.
Yes.
Because it already has 1,000,000 degrees.
Okay.
Last question.
Yes.
Why don't skeletons fight each other? This is an anatomy question.
Mm-hmm. They don't have a fighting bone in their body.
No, because they don't have the guts.
Oh my God. I actually like that one. That's a good joke.
Once again, Tirth, you've embarrassed me.
I'm sorry.
I'm just guessing based on how that went. But let me tally up the score real quick, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
So in the first section, you got 8 out of 10. On the second section, you only got 1.5 out of 10. For a total score of 9.5 out of 20,
Oof.
Which is 45%.
Objectively a failing grade.
You've embarrassed the both of us.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll do my best next time.
Will you? Will you really? Will you try?
I will try my best.
Okay, well, let's move on, shall we?
Yes.
We don't need to linger on
No.
Yeah. Tirth, you probably don't know this, but I grew up deep in the heart of Texas.
Oh, yes, of course. You may have mentioned it once or twice.
Have I? Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know. I didn't think you knew. I grew up on a 50-acre ranch.
Okay.
And went to school on a 100-acre ranch. On the school ranch, we had 200 heads of cattle. And now, what happened to their bodies, I have no idea.
Okay. It's just the heads.
Uh-huh. It's just the head. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Now, we had a rival school, a crosstown rival high school.
Okay.
They were built on a corn farm, and they really hated us. They would always picket. So we had this thing. Every Wednesday, we would slaughter some cows. We called it Slaughter Wednesdays. This rival high school always come and picket us on Slaughter Wednesdays. They would also come and picket us on Meat Processing Thursdays. Okay. But on Barbecue Fridays, they would show up with forks in hand, ready to eat.
Just to steal your food.
Just to come and enjoy in the merriment of Barbecue Fridays. But I always found this weird.
Yeah.
Right? Why would they picket our Slaughter Wednesdays, Meat Processing Thursdays, but enjoy our Barbecue Fridays?
Agreed.
Didn't understand that.
They're enjoying the fruits of your labor.
Exactly. So I've been confused about this behavior of theirs until I found the paper that I'm going to talk about today.
Okay. Hey, what better to explain human behavior than science?
Exactly.
Okay.
Especially when the study's conducted by psychologists.
The best scientists.
The best scientists.
Yes.
I actually mean that. I know you think it's a joke.
No, I don't.
But I believe this 100%.
Hey, I've been reading more psychology papers as part of this podcast, and I'm very impressed by the methodologies.
Well, I think you'll be very impressed by this group's methodology as well.
All right, let's hear it.
The title of the paper is The Role of Meat Consumption in the Denial of Moral Status and Mind to Meat Animals.
A lot of alliteration.
This was published in 2010 in the journal Appetite.
Okay.
Which is a fantastic journal.
Which I assume is a great journal. Yeah.
Fantastic journal.
Yeah.
This is by a group from the University of Kent in the UK.
Great place.
So I have a question for you, Tirth.
Yes.
Do you enjoy eating meat?
I do.
And do you enjoy harming or killing sentient creatures?
No, I don't.
Well, according to the authors, you're in the majority of people. You love the taste of meat, but you don't want to kill animals to get the meat.
Right.
So what can you do? So there are 3 options. Option number 1 is to stop eating animals. Option number 2 is fail to recognize that animals are killed to produce meat.
Okay.
And then option number 3 is to suppress your moral concern for the animals when you eat meat.
Okay. Makes sense.
So they wanted to test if this option number 3, is true. To conduct the study, they recruited 108 students. And their question again is, they want to give students meat to eat or like a non-meat control.
Okay.
And then they want to see how that affects how the participants feel about animals and whether or not they think animals deserve like moral treatment.
Okay.
But you can't just give the participants meat, right? And then ask them, hey, how do you feel about, pigs or cows or whatever?
No.
Right? Because they will know something's up.
Right.
So here's where the genius comes in to the study.
Okay.
So the students they recruited to participate in the study, they were presumably all students in like a psychology class. And as part of the class, they needed to participate in a study to receive class credit. And they had to participate in the 30-minute study.
Okay.
So the authors told the students, the participants, that this is a study of food preferences, which just means that they're going to get food to taste, but that's only going to take 5 minutes of their time. So to fill up the remainder of the 30 minutes they need to receive full class credit, they're going to be given an unrelated questionnaire just to fill up time and cheat the system for credit. But as you might have guessed, in reality, and this is a direct quote from the paper, the food tasting task was the experimental manipulation, and the additional questionnaire is the dependent variable. Okay. So the food task.
Yes.
The participants were randomly assigned to taste either beef jerky or cashew. And then they were asked to rate, how much you like this food. The unrelated questionnaire is a questionnaire for them to rate animals. Now, to increase the believability that this unrelated questionnaire is actually unrelated to the study, they had the participants re-enter their demographics with this new questionnaire. And then also they changed the font and the color scheme of the questionnaire.
Wow.
So that it doesn't match the prior food survey.
Wow.
All right. So for this unrelated questionnaire, quote unquote, the participants were presented with 27 non-human animals and were asked to indicate which animals they felt morally obligated to show concern for.
Okay.
Then they were told that one of the 27 animals would be randomly chosen for them to give a more detailed response. But in reality, the randomly chosen animal was always a cow. So they showed them then an image of a cow in a paddock and then asked them 2 questions. How much does this cow deserve moral treatment? And how unpleasant would it be to harm this cow? And then they asked the participants to rate the cow's sensual and cognitive abilities, including their ability to see, hear, taste, feel pain, hunger, pleasure, fear, happiness, and rage. And then also their ability to think, imagine, wish, need, desire, intend, plan, choose, and reason.
Wow.
Any problem with their methods?
No, it's all very sound.
Bulletproof study.
No complaints.
So here are the results. In terms of the first task, which is selecting which of the 27 animals the participants would feel moral concern for, participants who ate the beef jerky beforehand selected 13.5 animals on average, whereas participants who ate the cashew beforehand selected 17.3 animals.
Okay, 4 animals more.
4 more animals.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
pretty good.
Yeah.
That's like 30% roughly more. And in terms of the question, does the cow deserve moral treatment? The beef jerky participants rated the cow as less deserving of moral treatment. They rated the cow as, on a scale of 1 to 7, a 5.57. The cashew participants rated the cow a 6.08. So slightly higher.
Slightly higher.
On a scale of 1 to 7.
Yeah.
5.5 versus 6.1,
Yeah.
basically. But however, on the third task, which is rate the cow's sensual and cognitive abilities, there was no difference. But I would argue that's a pretty ridiculous task to begin with.
I don't know how you would. Yeah.
So the conclusion is eating meat causes people to withdraw like moral concern for the animal they're eating. But I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Is this a problem? I would argue this is not necessarily a bad thing. Because if you're going to eat meat, you want to make sure you don't feel bad afterwards. Right?
Right. I mean, yeah. From an appetite standpoint, yes.
or you know what you can do instead of eating cows is eat more chicken.
Eat more chicken. Yeah.
You heard that, Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
Wanna give us a sponsorship? That was a freebie, but
give us money.
Yeah.
I actually have one question before I go into my own paper.
Okay.
Where do we draw the line, right? I mean, most people agree that trees are alive.
Okay.
I have some doubts about it, but that's a different story.
Okay.
We don't have to get into it today.
Sure.
And we eat a lot of plant material, right? We not just plant, like we don't just eat it, we use it for everything.
Yeah.
But I don't, I wonder if they extended the survey to like, do you feel moral concern?
I see where you're getting at. I see where you're getting at. So if you were given a task of rating your moral concern for the abilities of trees to feel and think, would that be higher or lower than the ability of cows to feel and think?
Oh, lower, no question, man.
Mm-hmm. But you're asking where do we draw the line?
Yeah. Well, I guess you wouldn't because you don't even think this was a problem.
No, not a problem.
Okay.
No.
You just say eat more chicken.
Eat whatever.
Eat whatever. Yeah.
Eat whales. So the criticism, actually, I have a criticism for this paper.
Okay.
I'm not actually convinced they tricked any of the participants into thinking that the unrelated questionnaire is actually unrelated.
I mean, they are psychology students after all.
They are psychology students.
Yeah.
They know to expect this sort of trickery.
Yeah.
And I think they were well aware.
So wait. Actually, that's interesting. Do you think, though, then the people who ate jerky, they're like, you know what? They're testing me. So let me just rate the cow higher than I think.
Yeah, it could be. It could be explicit like that, or it could be like an implicit thing. That they would change their responses without knowing, without actually knowing.
Because, 5.5 out of 7 isn't too bad. So maybe they're thinking like a 4, but they're like, you know what? This is going to look bad. I just ate some meat. Let me just bump it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes psychology so hard to study.
Yeah.
All right. Any further thoughts?
No.
All right. Take over, Tirth.
Okay, so, I think it was the last episode where you, where my magnificent beard was brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I put a lot of effort in this. I'm very proud of this. This is well known,
Mm-hmm.
So I found this study that I have some beef with, so to speak.
Okay.
These people have they clearly have a vendetta. So let me read the title and you'll see immediately where their vendetta is.
Go ahead.
Okay, here's the title. Microbiological Laboratory Hazard of Bearded Men.
Ah.
This
sounds like a serious question.
It is.
I'm also very concerned about this.
They treated this with the utmost seriousness, and as you'll see very shortly when I describe the methods, the great lengths they went to, so to speak. Okay. This paper was published actually all the way back in 1967. Yes, in the Journal of Applied Microbiology. Which I assume is a great journal. Good journal.
Very good journal.
And these people are all at the Industrial Health and Safety Office at Fort Detrick, Frederick, Maryland. I think this is an Army base.
Okay.
So, the main questions these authors are concerned with is that they've noticed that oftentimes people who work in microbiological laboratories can sometimes unwittingly end up being carriers of disease, infectious disease. So they ask themselves the question, well, is there something about beards? And the other thing they note very clearly, and I'm going to quote them because it's interesting. They said, after many years of absence from the laboratory scene, beards are now being worn by some persons working with pathogenic microorganisms.
Okay.
Remember, this is 1967, okay? This is like the height of like the hippies and
hippie culture.
Exactly. So people are now
Everybody have beards and long hair.
Yes, like the long sideburns and all of that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So these people are concerned. They're like, hey, there's people wearing beards. And, is there a situation where the beard can retain or hold on to more microorganisms?
I see. So what I'm hearing is that some very square scientists who've never been offered to join in their life said one day, let's get them hippies. Let's kick those hippies out of our lab. because they're spreading germs with their beards. Got it. Okay. Continue, please.
That is their hypothesis, okay?
Please. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then they said, we're going to test two separate questions, the related questions. The first question is, does washing the beard make a difference? So if you're a bearded man, you come in and work in the lab, it's fine. But if you wash it off, can you wash off most of the bacteria on your beard?
Okay.
And then they do the test with shaved men.
Mm-hmm.
The second question is, can you actually make animals sick from this? And the test is, they actually took a mannequin, put a fake beard on it, inoculated it with the virus or the botulinum toxin.
I see. This is, of course, to make sure that they're following Koch's postulate.
Yes.
The criteria of Koch's postulate.
Yes.
Which is once you identify an organism, make sure it can affect other things.
Exactly.
Before deeming it a pathogenic organism.
Correct.
Okay, good.
Except they use different pathogens here. But then they take chickens and they rub the chickens on the fake beard. There's actually pictures here too, which I can show you and share with you for YouTube.
Yes.
So then they basically let the chicken live for like 10 days or whatever. Then they kill them all. They kill like 9+ chickens or something. And then they like harvest their lungs, their brains, their trachea. And they measure how many bacteria and viruses they can recover from it.
Okay. So they ran out of petri dishes to grow bacteria. They're like, hey, we have some chickens lying around.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can culture bacteria in the in the chickens.
And they don't stop at chickens. Okay. There's a second part where they take guinea pigs and then they rub the guinea pigs on the fake beard.
It's actually funny they actually use guinea pigs because that's an expression, right? Guinea pigs are test subjects.
Yes.
But we never really use guinea pigs.
No, I don't know. Did. Yes, they actually use guinea pigs, like 60 of them.
Okay. These sound like, again, square scientists who maybe learn how to do science from movies. But I'll let you describe the study more before I make my judgment.
Okay. So let me just get into the methods very quickly. Okay. So as I mentioned, one of their goals is to take bearded men. Mm-hmm. They had 2 of them wash their beards and 2 of them didn't wash their beards.
And of 4 total.
Yeah. And there's 2 separate methods. They actually have pictures of shirtless men showering in this paper.
Oh, okay. Seems important to include.
And they added a 5th guy, so there's 5 guys, and then they had them shave their beards.
Okay.
There's actually pictures of them shaving too, and they're like smiling.
Wow.
Do you want to see any of these, by the way?
So this is a paired study.
Yeah, it is.
They didn't get people without beards. No,
it's the same people, I think, that
they made the people shave their beards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's good. Good study.
And then they had, they inoculated their face, and they had them wash it. Again, there's pictures included with this study, which we'll share on Instagram. Let's dive into the results, okay? Mm-hmm. So the first batch of experiments where they tried to recover bacteria from beards that were washed or unwashed. Mm-hmm. What they actually found, though, is that washed beards, basically nothing grew.
Okay.
The unwashed beard, 3 out of the 4 guys had something growing in their beards.
Oh, okay.
And then the second group, remember, they had the same guys. They added a guy. They had him shave all their beards. This time, the unwashed face had quite a few bacteria in it.
Wait, sorry.
Yeah.
The 5th guy they added was a bearded gentleman who they made shave his beard. They couldn't have just gotten an unbearded gentleman to begin with? Since he wasn't in the bearded experiment?
So it's possible that the 5th guy was unbearded to begin with. They don't mention it. And the picture of the guy shaving themselves...
They should have gotten...
They should have, yes.
A bearded gentleman who wasn't part of the beard experiment.
Yes, I agree.
But made him shave.
I agree,
okay.
Yes. What they found is that even the unwashed, clean-shaven face had bacteria in it.
Okay, after they inoculated.
Correct.
How did they do that, by the way?
How did they inoculate the face?
Yeah.
They used like a spray bottle.
Of bacteria. And just sprayed it onto the guy's face.
Yes.
Wow.
They calculated the concentrations that they wanted to inoculate.
Okay. Wow. I don't know if I'd be up for participating in this study.
They're making the claim that the 2 bacteria they used are not really pathogenic.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, they found that the washed face, basically nothing grew out of the washed face.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you don't wash the face, you still get positive cultures.
Yes.
If you wash, nothing happens. Okay.
That's
How
correct.
does that compare to the bearded situation, though? Because that's their question, right? Do beards grow bacteria? So do they compare unwashed beard versus unwashed, clean-shaven face?
Not directly. There's absolute numbers listed here.
Oh.
But they don't do actual statistics.
Even though that's their central question.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the next thing, and they sound disappointed about this, about the chickens and the guinea pigs.
Oh. Uh-huh.
So basically, they're making the argument that, first of all, because they did 2 different titers for the chickens. So at the lower titer, the chickens didn't really get sick. They weren't able to recover the virus from the chickens.
Titer meaning like the concentration of bacteria they sprayed.
Virus in this case. Virus on the beard. Yes.
Okay.
On the fake beard.
So they sprayed 2 different concentrations of viruses onto mannequin beards.
Yes.
And then either washed or did not wash them.
Correct.
Before rubbing chickens into them.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And the results were what?
What they found is that when they washed the beard, after spraying with 2 different concentrations of viruses, essentially nothing grew in most of the chickens. I think one of the chickens had some growth.
Okay.
However, when they did not wash the beard, after inoculating it with 2 concentrations, most of the chickens had some growth in a dose-dependent fashion. So the higher the titer they used, the more they recovered.
And this is surprising to them?
Well, it's surprising to them how much they had to use for the chickens to actually get it. Remember, because they're rubbing the chickens in the beards.
Okay. I mean, okay. Okay.
And the results, they actually don't even report the results of the guinea pigs.
Okay.
I mean, they like report it in the writing, but there's no tables.
Okay.
By the way, I forgot to mention, they actually list the initials of the volunteers they used for the study, the bearded men. And I tried seeing if any of those match the authors.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't.
Then, okay. Of course not, because all the authors were clean shaven.
Clean shaven squares, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. So what was their conclusion?
Their conclusion was that, number 1, this is a little unpredictable. But number 2, they do acknowledge that beards might be okay as long as the people wash them.
Okay.
And they're careful with them.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh.
What did you learn today, Lou?
Wait. We haven't gotten there yet.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, I guess that's the end of this episode of Recreational Science. Tirth, what did you learn today?
I learned today that conducting psychological experiments in psychology students may actually be a confounder in and of itself.
Very insightful.
What did you learn today?
I learned that if some of your colleagues have beards that you don't like, you can make up a study and get them to shave their beards for the study.
Indeed.
Very effective way of getting. Hey, Tirth, you want to participate in a study? Okay, guys. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you in the next episode.
Take care, guys.
Recreational Science is produced by Scientific. Have questions, comments, or suggestions? You can email us at recscipod@gmail.com. That's RECSCIPOD. Or you can find us on Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube at RecSciPod. Our theme music is by the musician Dasein. You can find links to his work and all the papers we discussed in the episode description.